Welcome back to the 100 Horror Films in 31 Days. This is the last day, day 31, and this is the wrap up show. So I got in 4 films for the day, which brought my total up to 136 films. Of that, over half were first time watches, which continues to amaze me each year how many horror films I haven't seen. As far as my favorite first time viewings, I'd have to say Kill List 2011. That's probably going to be up there. And then I liked Diabolique. I'd never seen Diabolique. So I liked Cold Fish. That was really good. Those are some of the standout films. Doctor Sleep was a first time watch. I liked that a lot. Um, the Tenant, of course, that's a Roman Polanski. That's a slow burn Polanski film. I like that a lot. Those are all the ones that I'm rating 7 out of 10 or more. The ones I'm talking about. Didn't like The Wind. That was with Wings Hauser. I didn't like that. I probably won't even buy the Blu-ray from Arrow. I liked. I kind of liked the new 13. The 13 was not new. 2001 13 Ghosts. It was okay. It was a little CGI-ish, but it was all right. Black Magic Part 2. You gotta watch that definitely. Depraved 2019. Larry Fessenden. That was a great movie. Great movie. The Lodge 2019. Loved it. Loved The Lodge. All right, so that's some of my watches for the month. My favorite watches of the month. As far as the 31st, I watched Within, which is a 2016 film directed by Phil Clayton, who also did Lesbian Vampire Killers. Never seen that one. Sounds like a Jean Roland knockoff. Within was a film with a great premise and a great start, but it fell apart at the end. I mean, it just really fell apart. You basically got a family that moves into a house that's got a history. First of all, there's murders in the house, and then ultimately they find out that someone is living within the walls and in the attic. The last half hour just becomes just a mess. It's poorly shot. It just technically was bad. I mean, I just thought it was really, really bad. I gave it a 4 out of 10. Most of the last half of the film's in total darkness. I mean, and it's so quick cut you can't really tell what's going on. It's just bad. And maybe they did that to kind of cover up the fact that the kind of the human that's morphed into this monster from living alone in this attic. He looked bad. I mean, he looked bad. So maybe they were just trying to camouflage the bad makeup effects. I don't know. But Within 2016 was definitely a disappointment. And then I went back to some tried and true films just to finish out the month. I got into my old Scream Factory box set of Halloween. I always watch Halloween 78 every year. And this was the first year I didn't. I watched 2. And then I watched 3 and 4. I watched 3, 4, and 5 after the 31st. But Halloween 2 is a great film, as everyone probably agrees. I mean, the first 2 films of Halloween are great. Uh, in fact, they really make one. They really just kind of make one continuous film. That's really the way I think I would like to view those. Uh, I think that overall the story is great. Uh, Having worked in healthcare, though, I mean, it is kind of funny to see a hospital with virtually no staff. Even at night, you've got staff. I mean, there was maybe 1 or 2 people in the whole hospital the whole time he was chasing. Uh, the whole time he's roaming around, there's just nobody in the hospital. That just isn't very realistic. And it was dark. I mean, that's just not realistic. But it made a great setting. And you just got to go with it. I really liked it a lot. I gave it a. Of course, I've seen it multiple times. 9 out of 10. You know, there are some things that it's a great movie, but I think there's some ludicrous things that if you just have to accept it and not nitpick. But you know, like when at the end when she shoots Michael in the face and she manages to shoot both his eye holes. Come on. But yeah, I mean, it's still a great movie, and I enjoyed it a lot. It's the best way to look at Halloween 1 and 2 is one continuous film. I do think after watching or rewatching 4, 5, and 6, that really 1 and 2 is it. The others don't hold up well at all. Michael looks like crap. I mean, he really does. The further you get along into the films, he just looks bad. In fact, 4, I think he looks the worst in 4. And that goes out without even commenting on the orange hair, the yellow hair. I mean, even if that didn't happen in the film, his suit is baggy. He just looks like shit. He really does. Really, at the end of the day, one reason I wanted to talk about this is the guy that played Michael in the first film looks the best of all of them. I mean, the original just is the best. And he's the best Michael Myers of all of them. I think his facial structure fits the mask the best. You know, the mask in 2 is the same mask in 1, but it doesn't look as good, I think, because of the facial structure differences. And that kind of begs the question, if you agree with me, that as far as his overall body and his facial structure being the best, the first film, and it was just never any good after that. Why didn't they bring that guy back to be in the other films? That's a question I have, is why didn't they use that guy for the other films? Because he looked the best of all of them. Anyway, 9 out of 10, Halloween 2. Then I went back to the Scream Factory box set for Friday the 13th, and I watched Part 3 in 3D. I didn't watch it in 3D. Like I said, there's apparently a problem with the opening credits, but I didn't bother that. I just watched the 2D. This is a fun film, and this is the one. Of course, you've got great characters in this. They're not just there to be killed. They're decent characters. They're interesting to watch when there's no kills going on. That's a big difference from after Jason Takes Manhattan on through, including the remake. That's the core problem, particularly with the 2009 film. I mean, is that the characters, you don't like them. I mean, you don't like it. They're forgettable. And but this has really good characters. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Let's see. And the final film, my favorite of the series, the final chapter. I think it's the best of the series. I give it a 10 out of 10, and I don't give out 10 out of 10s. I mean, it's few and far between, but this is the best of the series. The best kills, the best story, the best ending. I can't find a single thing that I don't like about this film. A lot. I could watch it over and over and over. So yeah, feel free to leave your opinions below on those watches, and I will be back with. I'll probably still do horror reviews, but I may do some Fassbender stuff now that we're through October. But it was a fun challenge, a little bit tiring. I said I was going to not watch horror in November, and I'm still watching horror. I watched Jason 2000, Friday the 13th, 2009, just yesterday. So yeah, I just continue to watch horror. I am watching the Abbott and Costello films from the Shout Factory set. I just started that, but yeah. But anyway, that'll do it, and I'll be back with some Blu-ray updates and things like that later this month. Thanks for watching.